Hey, I hope everyone's doing all right. Today I wanted to talk about how I got into wet shaving, and I'm guessing it's probably very similar to how a lot of you guys also got into wet shaving. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I somehow stumbled upon this really interesting video on YouTube, and and it was essentially one of the only wet shaving videos that was around back in the days on YouTube. And as it turns out, it was a Mantic 59 video, and I'm assuming that a lot of you guys probably found out about wet shaving through Mantic 59, or you used some of his videos. So I mean, just a big shout out to Mantic 59. But this was around 10 years ago, so I think he only had like a handful of videos up, but that was just enough for me to it kind of piqued my interest as far as that relates to wet shaving. So on his recommendation, I got this. I think it's a Weishi. I don't remember. There's no text or anything printed on it. It's a twist to open style razor, one-piece razor, and I picked it up on Amazon. I don't remember. It could have been on eBay. And also, upon his recommendation, I picked up this Tweezerman brush. I think it's a boar hair brush. It could be synthetic, but I think it's boar hair. And also on his recommendation, I picked up this really cheap glycerin based soap. I think I got it from Walgreens or eBay. I don't remember. Vanderhagen, I think. I don't know. It comes either in like an orange, light orangish color, maybe a little pinkish. I think it's in a green like cardboard container, and once you open up the box, it's inside. The actual soap puck is housed inside this plastic container with a lid. You can close it and open it and use it as many times as you like. So that's how I got into wet shaving. That's as far as the gear that I started to use wet shaving with. I gotta be honest, I wasn't getting amazing shaves, but I think that the main reason why I got into it, I don't remember why, but I think it was probably because of the cost. I also wound up picking some Dorco razors. It was like 100 pack, and I think it was well under $10 back at the time. I think they were the ST300s. So I shaved with that for a while. As many of you guys have probably experienced, you probably weren't getting the most amazing shaves at the beginning, especially if you weren't using really good quality hardware and software. But I was getting decent enough shaves where I just continued on with it, and I enjoyed the experience of like lathering the soap on my face and doing the 3-pass system technique, and you know, just the overall experience. I liked it. Again, I was getting better shaves with cartridge razors at the time. I can't even say them. That's how long it's been since I've actually uttered those words. But yeah, I just kept at it, and I remember back at the time, this was about 10 years ago, my grandfather had passed away maybe a few years prior to that, and it occurred to me to ask my mom to see if he had any of his old shaving gear, software, whatever he had available, or you know, around online somewhere. And as it turns out, he did. He had this Gillette tech, or what I would soon figure out was a Gillette tech. So I went from this bad boy to this, and the quality of my shaves just picked up right away. Again, your mileage may vary, so I mean, I'm sure some people get better shaves out of this one as opposed to this Gillette tech, but I mean, that's why you have to experiment and just test different products, different hardware, different soaps, I mean, the factors that contribute to a good shave for each particular individual it's you know, mind-blowing. But yeah, I just kept at it, and I really enjoyed the shaves that I was getting with this Gillette Tech. I would rarely get baby smooth shaves from this, but the shave was close enough and the experience was nice enough where I really enjoyed it, so I just kept at it. And it's only been recently until I discovered that there's all these new affordable, cost-effective hardware and software. I wound up upgrading to the Merkur 34C, and that one is just changed my whole outlook on wet shaving. I enjoyed it before, but now it's taken it to another level. I'm just totally in love with it, obsessed with it. It's crazy. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there know what I'm talking about. And I guess today I just wanted to recreate my my first wet shaving experience using this gear that Mantic 59 suggested to look into, you know, 10 plus years ago, I'm not sure. So I think the only difference today is that instead of the Dorco blades, which I no longer have any, I have some ST 301s, but those aren't the same. And I much would rather use the blades, or my go-to blade currently is these awesome Gillette 7 o'clock super stainless. These blades have just been a godsend. Very sharp, very smooth. So I suggest that if you guys haven't tried these out before, you should just go ahead and give them a try. If you want, I can send you a pack. I've got a ton of them. So just load up the blade on here, and from my guess, I'm probably gonna get a pretty good shave because number one, I'm using this blade, and also I'm sure my technique has improved over the years. But like I was saying earlier before, I'm just shocked at all the stuff that's come out since I first started wet shaving. I never really thought to go online and to look for other things. I figured that this was the kind of like the pinnacle of where wet shaving was at. I mean, it hadn't changed, or there hadn't been that many products out in like the first, I don't know, how long has wet shaving been around, 100 years? So I never really bothered to look online or go on YouTube or anything to see what else was out there. But I somehow stumbled upon, I think, a Nick Shays video, and I was really intrigued, you know, so I went to his channel, and you know, he's got like, I don't know, hundreds of reviews and, you know, videos of all these different products, and you know, I was just completely shocked. So that kind of opened up my eyes to all the possibilities that, you know, wet shaving, that's available to wet shavers. So today I'm going to be using, in conjunction with all this stuff I talked about already, this Crown King Scuttle. I recently made the move from lathering directly from my soap pucks and tubs, just because I want them to last longer. I'm not really a blooming guy. Also, I just don't like leaving the tins open like overnight, or the tubs open overnight of soaps, because you know, the fragrance kind of like goes away. And for me with soaps, performance is awesome, but one of the key factors as to why I like just wet shaving in general is like all the different kinds of scents are out there. So I want to make my soaps last as long as possible. So I went ahead and got this this Scuttle, and I'm glad I did. I was going to start lathering in like some random bowl, and I, you know, I liked how it lathered in the bowl, okay, but I'm more of a face latherer. But long story short, I went and got this, the Scuttle, and it's been working out amazing for me. It keeps my lather really warm. So if you guys have ever been to a barber shop and you've had that warm lather on you, you know, you guys know what it feels like, and I'm essentially recreating that whole experience at home. So I've been really loving this stuff. And also, I gotta say, it adds something to the lather. Maybe like the consistency's a little different. But if you guys are bowl latherers or you're just curious, I suggest you check it out. I think it was like $22.95 on the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements website. And you know, just give it a shot if you guys are curious. I'll leave a link for that in the description. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get about an almond size amount of shave soap. I'm just gonna put it right in here into the Scuttle. And you know, for today, I'm gonna be using, I don't know if I mentioned this already, this Orange Chill. It's mentholated soap from Sterling. Awesome product. The orange smell on this is just incredible. And if you like mentholated products, you know, that's another bonus too. So citrus and mentholated product lovers, you should try this out. So the way I do this is I get about an almond size, I scrape about an almond size amount of shave soap, and I just kind of mash it right into the bowl. And the heat warms it up, so it kind of like softens it and melts it a little bit. So it's gonna make for the lathering to be a little bit easier. So let me go ahead and just start whipping this up in here. Also, what I like to do is I'm not big on bowl lathering. Again, the main reason why I'm doing this is to extend the life of my my shave soap. So what happens is, if the soap is soft enough, the heat from this bowl and the little bit of moisture that's in there already helps kind of like melt it, so it makes the soap super soft. So I would much rather lather this on my face. So if I can do it, I'll do it, and it turns out that this is soft enough, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just lather everything on my face. It managed to completely soften to the point where it's almost like a cream. So I just mash it into my brush and just do a face lather. So the brush never comes into contact with the soap, and I get to do my face lathering. So, but on the rare occasion that I do like to bowl lather, this Scuttle is just amazing, and it's already paid off. So I think at the time when I got this brush, this Tweezerman brush, I don't even know if they make this anymore. This was probably the cheapest brush you can find. I don't know if they had synthetics that that were much cheaper than this brush, and I can't even remember the amount that I paid for this, but I want to say it was probably 20 bucks, somewhere in that neighborhood, and that was like the cheapest you can find back then. So, you know, 10 years ago, there was not that many options for guys that were just kind of like getting into wet shaving and didn't want to shell out a lot of money, because at the time I wasn't sure, you know, if I was even going to be into wet shaving. I had always seen my grandfather do it, but it never really interested me, or it occurred to me to even try it. And it seems like a lot of the options out there back then were like really expensive. So I got to thank Mantic59 again for these suggestions. Really opened up my outlook on shaving. I will say that I did keep my cartridge razors, and I continue to cartridge or to use cartridge razors to shave with, and but not as much. So I slowly weeded using those over the years, you know, it took a while, but as each passing year went by, I used them less and less and less and less and less. So, and that Vanderhagen soap, that soap was okay. It lathered all right, but I don't know how good it was in terms of a performer. It's been such a long time since I've used it. I think I dumped out the remainder of the puck that I had around January of this year, or February, but I hadn't used it since maybe January. The soap was okay, but I mean, in comparison to all this stuff that's out now, you know, this Sterling, just the performance is just night and day. But yeah, back then, I think that was one of the few cheap options available. Obviously, I don't think I'd heard of the Williams mug soap. I've never used that before. I know that that's cheap now, but back then I don't know if it was cheaper than the Vanderhagen that I got. And I think that Vanderhagen was, I think I got like 3 pucks for under $10, and that lasted me for a long time. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more water. So I'm getting a really good lather, but the way that this brush feels is a little weird to me. I've since purchased maybe another 4 brushes, some synthetics, some bores, 1 bore I should say. And the performance on those brushes is a lot nicer. But I guess this is doing it's getting the job done. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do a first pass. Just want to fill up the sink a little bit with some warm water and dunk my my Weishi. I don't know if this is a Weishi, and it's a brand that I've not encountered since I've kind of really gotten into this whole wet shaving community. But yeah, I'm guessing that my technique over the years has improved a little bit, so hopefully my overall shave is going to come out a lot nicer than what I would get. So because of this razor, I've not really been turned on to the twist to open style razors, or the little barnyard doors opens up like these style razors. I'm not really sure what the proper term is for these style razors, but I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't shave as close or as well as some of my other razors. And I can feel it on the first pass already. It's not getting really close. So I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you can still see a little bit of hair. It's really short. So we'll see how the other passes go, but FYI, this orange chill feels awesome. And, I'm not really a big menthol guy, but this feels pretty good. I love the scent. And I wish I would have known about this stuff sooner, all these different products. Again, 10 years ago there was no Sterling, there wasn't I want to say most of these artisan soap makers, it was like none of that stuff was around. At least not that I was aware of. So I just remember watching these Mantic 59 videos and just having my mind blown, like, who is this guy? What is he doing? And I think it's awesome that the guy is still around, because after looking at those Nick Shea videos, I remember thinking, wow, I wonder what was the name of that guy's videos that I watched such a long time ago, and I stumbled upon his videos again, you know, maybe a month after discovering the Nick Shave videos, and I was just, you know, the nostalgia hit back. I was like, oh cool, he's still around. And not only was he still around, he's still making videos, and he's still very active in the wet shaving community, which I think is awesome. He's got his own website called the Sharpologist, I think. He's got like his little articles and little reviews on products. I think it's really cool. So I gotta go back up and catch up on those 10 years worth of videos that I missed from Mantic 59. So, first pass, it's all right. I think that the blade and my technique and the soap are definitely making a difference, because I mean, it's not super close, but I mean, it's closer than I remember getting with the other products that I was using in conjunction with this razor and this brush. So let's lather up for pass number 2. And each successive pass, guys, with this mentholated soap, at least, you know, it just gets more and more intense. It's not super intense, but the intensity is increasing just a little bit each time around, and it feels good. So I got plenty of lather with that little almond sized bit of soap that I put on my brush. And it's also funny to kind of see that, you know, outside of YouTube, there's, you know, there's all these forums now for wet shaving. Maybe they were around before, I never was aware of them. There's all these people with like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram accounts showing off their shaves of the day. And it took me a while to figure out what SLTD meant. I like to think of that stuff as shave porn, because I know all you guys are just posting pictures, but you're not shaving, you're just showing us what you got and you show off. So that's my thoughts on that. I think it's cool. But yeah, guys, keep at it. I've been learning about a lot of new, not new, but new to me, a lot of soaps and just hardware and software, you know, in general, through these pictures. I just look at them and wonder, like, wow, what is that? What is that? You know, every day. You know, this is definitely a habit-forming hobby. I don't even know if you can consider this a hobby. This is just something that you gotta do. You gotta shave, right? So I mean, it's kind of got the properties of an essential and also of a hobby. So that's where the underlying danger lies in wet shaving, quote unquote danger. You know, I've already made about 8 or 9 different orders from different websites. Big orders, pretty big orders. Just from the time span from which I rediscovered all these wet shaving, not rediscovered, but just discovered all these wet shaving products. So since maybe mid-February, I've done some damage, you know. So my wife's already had to talk. She's like, okay, I think you're set, no more. And I'm like, okay, but I do have a couple more shipments coming in, so, you know, that's the cutoff. So we'll see. I'm starting to figure out what I like and what I don't like, so I mean, that's a good thing. So this soap is pretty slick. like it. It's a good performer. Again, I can feel this shave is not getting super close, but we'll see. I might have to do 4 passes. I usually get a lot of the hairs during my 3rd pass, or the last bit of hairs. So I don't think a baby smooth shave is in the cards for today, but we'll see. And guys, don't force that baby smooth shave. It'll come if it comes. So sometimes I find that if I try to really force that baby smooth shave and hit a spot over and over again, I tend to irritate my face a little bit. So that kind of not ruins, but it definitely takes away from the experience. And also it takes a little bit away, at least from my next shave, because it takes me a little bit longer for my face to kind of like heal. And I don't necessarily mean that I'm getting razor burn. It's just I'm definitely causing some trauma to my face, and there might be a little bit of redness, a little bit of irritation that goes away shortly after the shave. But I mean, it's definitely something that I don't want to be doing on a regular basis, so I try to avoid that for sure. That's something that I've had to learn the hard way. So, but a nice 2-pass shave is still a nice 2-pass shave. So, and again, this soap, the feeling of the menthol is elevated a little bit each time, on each pass, on each lather. So, okay, so let's get a little bit more water in here. All right, so let's see how close I can go with this. Wow, and I don't think I'm getting that close. I can hear the feedback, and you guys can probably hear it as well. Wow, what a difference, you know, a razor and a razor blade and a shave soap, just different combinations of each can make on each individual. It's crazy. That's why everyone's got to try, you know, a million different products. I will say that it's been a blast doing so, and I think I'm just about, or I just figured out which products I like. I'm leaning more towards really mild razors. My Merkur 34C has just been an absolute rock star. I just get consistent baby smooth shaves with that. So with this one, I don't think I'm going to, but it's gonna get pretty close. And, you know, I'm fine with that. It means my hair will grow back a little bit that much quicker, and I'll be able to shave with my normal gear or my regular gear. I've also been leaning towards synthetic brushes. They're super cost effective. You can get like really good ones for around $10 price point, and they lather really well. So for all you guys out there that are new to wet shaving, or you just want to try something really good for a reasonable price, and when I say reasonable, I got, you know, it's cheap, but good, you know, really good performer. Try a nice synthetic brush, ideally modeled after the Plasan knot if you can. Razorock makes some amazing ones. called Plus Soft. Those are awesome. I used the Sterling one too, the large Kong knot. That one's really, really good. So let's see where we're at. So this soap has enough slickness where I just need to kind of wet my face a little bit more, and I can do a pass over an area that I think needs a little bit of work. But yeah, this shave is definitely not super close. But still pretty good shave, I would say. I'm just gonna take the excess soap that I have remaining in a brush. This brush is okay. Would I want to use it again? Probably not, unless I didn't have anything else lying around. I mean, it's usable enough. Like I said 10 years ago, wow, Tweezerman. That's a brand known for brush making. Wow. So I think the problem is that I can't get super close with this razor. It's very weird. And I think it's just the way that this razor is designed. I think maybe it's just a super mild razor. It's definitely not aggressive. So it's a good, I would say back then this was a really good razor to begin with. Now in hindsight that I've experienced different safety razors, because this is super mild, so probably not gonna cut myself. And as I say that, I probably cut myself. So I got a little nick there. I'm not sure how that happened. Yeah, I guess that's it for now. Let me just rinse off. So, you know, I think this is about as good as I was going to be able to get back then with these products. I think the other levels of shaving brushes and safety razors were probably going to cost a lot more. And you know, I don't think I really realized that there was a market for the older razors. So I probably could have gone on eBay if I would have known back then and gotten a really good old razor. And I figured I wasn't missing out on much, because maybe about a year, probably not even a year after I started shaving with this Weishi, I got my grandfather's Gillette Tech, and this one gave me a lot better, closer shaves. The blade gap is a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit more aggressive. So yeah, guys, what do I think about this shave? You know, it's not too bad. I got pretty close. It's not a baby smooth shave per se, but I mean, it's definitely pretty close. I don't have any irritation whatsoever. My face feels awesome. I'm gonna contribute that to the extremely mild this extremely mild razor, and also this this sterling soap that I'm using. Just my face feels really good. I've got a little bit of soap still on my face. Wow. And for today, I like to use this Lucky Tiger aftershave and face tonic. I don't know how many of you guys have tried this stuff out there. I'm sure a lot of you have, though. It's been around forever. I think I found out about this on one of Nick Shea's videos, and I believe this is one of the first new wet shaving products that I got. I actually put this on my Amazon wish list, and my wife got this for me for Christmas along with the Gillette blades that I showed you earlier. This stuff has a really nice citrus scent. It's like oranges and limes, or lemons. Really good stuff. I would compare this to Thayer's products, the astringents with like aloe vera and witch hazel, because I think essentially the ingredient list is basically what it is. Just the aftershave kind of splash we just put on, and you know, your pores just soak the stuff in. It's really good for your skin. Helps heal cuts and nicks if you have any. Really good stuff. I love using this anytime I'm shaving with anything that is like orange scented or like lemon scented, citrusy kind of shave soap. So this pairs amazingly with that. But if you don't have that, Thayer's is right up there. Thayer's is probably a little better in my experience, but this stuff is really good too. I love the scent. And I'm gonna be using this Tangelo Woods cream that's from Bath and Body Works. My wife picked this up for me, and the scent on this is just you know crazy. It's very citrusy. I'm just gonna put just a little like pea size amount on. The scent on this is really nice. I don't think it's meant for your face, so just kind of keep that in mind, but the smell is just really strong. Number one, it smells great. It's mainly I'm getting like mandarin, right? But here it says it's mandarin and bergamot, so I'm getting a lot of mandarin. It smells very sweet. And the ingredient list is not too bad. When she got this for me, I was kind of like, ugh. But then when I took a look at the ingredient list, I mean, there's tons of good stuff in here. There's a few unpronounceable chemical names in there, but not too many. And yeah, it just makes my skin feel amazing. But it is pretty thick, so it's not meant for your face. So just use just a little bit. You know, less than what you're normally used to when you use an aftershave balm, and it'll coat your face nicely. So that's it, guys. Oh, that's okay. So I mean, yeah, that was just me trying to relive my first shave with the same shave gear. I still have it. I'm not sure why I didn't toss it out. I guess I just kind of want to keep it around just for memory's sake. Thanks for watching, and you know, I'd love to see your guys videos out there. If you can like recreate your first shave using your shave gear that you first started using or first started out with, that would be awesome. So I hope you guys have a great day, and hope you guys have great shaves. Have a good one.